Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning, everybody. How are you today? I believe that all the students today are very happy, and you got some good interest in learning some lesson today. And then this morning, I am one of the lecturer to teach you all one of the subject, namely interpretative reading. Well, students, let me check you all. How are you today? And I hope that you uh, are having fun. Then I would like to tell you that the study today is about the interpretative reading. Then let me check you one by one. Uh, Anissa, okay, good, you're right. And I remind you to raise your hand if I mention your name. Bayu, okay, good. Ahmad, okay. Next, good. Abidin, okay, thank you. Amir, Amir Seknon, I mean that Amir Seknon, okay, good. Sulbika, that's right. Vidya, all right. Zumianti, okay, good. Jamia, okay, thank you. All of you are present to attend my subject today. The subject is interpretative reading. Well, I want to inform you about the study of interpretative reading. This, the goal of this study is this course is designed to develop students' competence in interpretive reading, deals with essays, non-fiction or fictional texts, articles, papers, books, newspapers, magazines, etc. at a pre-advanced level, emphasizing the use of reading strategies to understand implicit information, interpret cohesive bias in the text, recognize discourse markers, identify the organization, development, and types in the text. Well, and then the outcome of students' competence, there are four uh, competencies that the students should achieve for this study, for the interpretative reading, namely recognizing the process and techniques of how to develop the text, how to develop the understanding, and how to develop the critical thinking. Then, second is the students are expected to upgrade the understanding of English text. The students are expected to upgrade the understanding of English text. And the next is comprehending some simple text of essay. And the last one is discourse markers by using scanning technique. Well, I want to inform to you all about this one is that the students should know well about the interpretative reading by looking at the interpretative reading is a very important facet to both storytelling and public speaking. Sure that It is standing in front of a group of people and reading a printed text. But it's much more than that. It is reading from the heart. Reading from the heart. That's why recognizing the process and techniques of how to develop the text using the critical thinking. Uh, don't confuse. Don't confuse with cold reading, which is reading something you haven't studied or practiced, or you haven't practiced. You haven't made your out. Therefore, most interpretative readings are just that. That's why a question is, what are interpretative reading? What are interpretative reading? Interpretative reading, in fact, most interpretative readings are just that, interpreting a story. How you interpret a story, how you interpret an essay, how you interpret a speech or other work written by someone else. Because you are literally reading. You are literally reading. You don't need to memorize the word verbatim. A reader, when we are going to interpret a text, don't try to memorize the work verbatim. Don't try to memorize the text verbatim, in verbal. That's why you are going to find the sense of the information in the reading. So we need to improve the reading skills. Here, we need to improve the reading skills. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my beloved students, should be able to answer how can I improve my interpretative reading skills? It is a simple question. How can I improve my interpretative reading skills? This question is so simple, but it is difficult to have the responsibility of it. The most important thing is to improve our interpretative reading skills. Practice your interpretive reading a few times. A few times. Practice this a few times so that you can master. You can master your passion. You can master your passion. We can master our poem. We can master the text and other dramatic players. This will also help you with maintaining eye contact with your audience. I mean that when we practice the interpretative reading a few times, we prepare we prepare the spare time to practice the skills of interpretative reading, so we can master our pacing, we can master our volume, we can master the other dramatic play. This will, of course, help us with maintaining eye contact with our audience. When we know most of what we are reading, of course, We will not have to look down and read it as much. We need to look down. We need to read directly to the text. However, we can imagine is use our idea, use our motivation, use our competence to understand the interpretative reading, the text itself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is an example of interpretative reading? The example of interpretative reading would be a student reading a poem loudly to the rest of the class in a way that the class starts to imagine the action happening right in front of the students, in front of them, even though it is not. Another example of interpretative reading would be a person a person reading out loud a passage from a popular novel in such a way that it makes it seem as though the action is occurring in front of the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, interpretative reading is when a person reads aloud from a written literary script. Yeah. When a person reads aloud from a written literary script, please underline it. In which, in a way that makes it feel as though it is being performed, though the person is not performing the script. The audience must imagine the action happening rather than seeing it in the front of them. So, interpretative readers will use vocal and physical cues to help convey the action that the script suggests. Well, as I say that this is the outcomes of students' competences, upgrading the understanding of English text, comprehending some simple text of essays, discourse matters by using scanning techniques. Well, ladies and gentlemen, interpretive readers will not kneel or move more than approximately 1 foot in any direction. Remember it, will not kneel or move more than approximately 1 foot in any direction. They don't wear costuming or make sets for the performance, while interpretative reading shares similarities with dramatic reading. Yeah, shares similarities with dramatic reading. It is not the same thing. The interpretative reader must find unique ways. Underline it. When we become interpretative reader, we should be able to find out unique ways to convey emotion, feelings, ideas, moods, sounds, and smells. If done well, the interpretative reader can make the audience feel as though they are experiencing a vivid memory or moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can see the this competitive analysis of interpretative reading. As I mentioned before, that interpretative reading is a very important facet of both storytelling and public speaking. Yeah. So that they must be able to stand up in front of a group of people and reading a printed text, but it is much more than that, because the reading should be coming from the heart. Then don't try to get confused by sometimes called reading, which is reading something you or we uh, are never studying, we are never practicing, we are never making our own of the reading. So, in practicing our interpretative reading, using a few times, by using uh, some media, the media such as articles. Articles can be found in journal that as I show to you here is the journal. Let's go to the following link. So open this one, and then we can find some journal here, some articles uh, in a journal of Ijazah, for example, because my writing also is there. My writing also is there. That's why I'm going to use these articles to be read and to be used by the students in order uh, when you are analyzing the reading, the text, some such as the articles, so we can emphasize it like what the main idea of the teaching, the main purpose or the main goal of the learning and teaching and learning. Such as here, the article what I'm showing to you is practicing interpretive reading using a few times is such as the article we can find use the text from the textbooks, from the fiction, from the speech also. Then, of course, I believe that we can master our pacing, volume, and other dramatic plays, because this will also help us with maintaining eye contact with our audience. So I recommend you all to take action items here, action items to do, and please open and please go to the link of this journal. Then please choose some uh, some articles there. Please use some articles there. Please what else? Read some articles there in order you can find out outcomes of your competencies. Yeah, such as recognizing the process and techniques of how you develop the critical thinking by reading at the text, at the article, and then you can upgrading and understanding the English text there. In order you can improve your vocabulary. And the title of this is Improving Vocabulary Using a Computer-Based Flashcard, flashcard program. Okay. When we see to these items that we are expected to improve or to convey the vocabulary using some techniques, using some approaches, uh, teachers' approaches to improve the students' words, such as using a computer, using a computer-based start program. Because many teaching techniques or strategies that the teacher can use to make students uh, to make students improvement of the vocabulary effectively. That's why we have to practice and practice anytime, practice and practice anytime. We never stop to practice reading. We never stop to practice uh, the reading the text. I think that's all our study today. So at the end of the study, I recommend to you all. It is the closing statement, uh, closing statement of the study. I hope that you can recognize the process and techniques of how to develop the critical thinking using by reading some articles, and then I recommend you to go to the some journal. However, like what I'm showing you in action items here, please go to a journal of Ijazah conducted by uh, OGS Style Furkan Makassar. Then I hope that next time you can give me some information and upload the result of your study using summary technique, and identify some important information regarding with the uh, articles in this journal. I think that's all our study. Uh, May God always bless us, and let's pray. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. See you next time. See you, and may God always bless us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.